Now coming to the negativities of the movie, I don't want to speak about too many negativities about this particular movie, because I said that it is a masterpiece and I loved the movie. But as a reviewer, I need to be unbiased. I need to tell these things. For people who don't know the Cholan history, there are too many characters uh, which obviously becomes unrelatable. You are not able to relate yourself to those characters because you never know those characters. You will see this as a historical movie and appreciate the grandeur and the scale with which the movie has been made, and also the performances, no doubt about that. But the characters are unrelatable. Their names are so big and have that typical Tamil accent of the Cholan era, that it is very difficult to pronounce and remember those names also. By the time PS2 comes, we would have forgotten the names of those characters. Probably we remember the actors who have played those characters. So here identifying and also getting related to those characters becomes difficult for those who don't know the Cholan history. Even I know certain things about, because I read a lot of history, I know certain things about Cholan history, but not in that depth. I have not read Ponniyin Selvan or its English translation. But for me, it was a thoroughly engaging movie, entertaining movie, because I was very curious to watch what exactly is happening, though the story was predictable. So I could tell that for me, from my perspective, the movie was not boring at all. So roughly more than 2 hours 45 minutes is the runtime of this particular movie. That also can play on your nerves sometimes, because you are not able to relate to the story and also the characters. But the magnanimity and the with which this movie has been made, the heart with which this movie has been made, and the storytelling, this story had to be told and it is told. Keeping those things in perspective, from my angle, from my perspective, it was an important movie. Though it was 2 hours, more than 2 hours 45 minutes runtime, I was not bored. But for many people, especially the middle part of the movie, can become boring. So, and the other negative point is Ponniyin Selvan. You are waiting for Ponniyin Selvan till the interval. Only Ponniyin Selvan comes, this is not a spoiler, comes after the interval, the most important character. So probably we will get more to see of Ponniyin Selvan in the second part. Seeing that the story revolves around him, I felt the director could have taken some liberties to introduce him in the first half itself, and show a little bit of more story to us of Jayam Ravi, who is playing the Ponniyin Selvan. So, but again, the focus was totally on Karthi. So probably the director was taken aback by his performance. He is the toppest performer in this particular movie, having so many good actors in and around, I should tell. So nonetheless, it's not a negative point, but here I had to mention that Ponniyin Selvan takes a back seat in the first half of the movie. But throughout the length of the movie, one person is always seen in all the frames, that is Karthi. Screenplay, people would feel it would have been better, the length should have been shortened, and the movie should have had a fast pace. That could be a negativity, but from my perspective, I see that the faster the story, the again, seeing that it is a historical story, we would not again connect to the story. We may connect to the characters, but and the speed of the story, but it will be a rush and push. So the director has taken time in narrating this particular story. Again, with a slow screenplay, it may not be a dish everyone loves to have. PS1, it may not be everybody's movie, not a movie for everyone, of course, and especially so if you are not a lover of historical genre of movies. So another negative aspect I felt is the war sequences should have been choreographed better. So this is a historical movie and people are looking for war sequences. Yes, Cholas are in constant war with the Pandyans. Where was that war? We are shown with the small war sequence right at the beginning, here and there 1 or 2 war sequences, not bigger ones. A big war sequence which extends for around 10 to 15 minutes would have mattered. So immaterial, you would have chopped off some scenes and edited it in a better way. War sequences with very good VFX should have been better. Coming to the VFX is good at some places and not so good and impressive at some places. Could have been better, I felt, especially the VFX in the climax of the movie should have been better. The VFX of that bridge scene should have been better, I should tell. Action choreography, couple of actions choreographies are good. I should have said this in the positivities. Let us take it as a positive note of this particular movie. One particular fight I just loved is that fight between Karthi and Jayam Ravi in Lanka. So that is one good fight sequence, and another sequence wherein Karthi is chased around the citadel. So that is not an action sequence, but it's funny as well as it's high octane filled, I should tell. A lot of energy in that particular scene, well directed. And yet another fight choreography wherein Karthi is involved towards the climax. And coming to the climax, definitely I feel climax should have been written in a better way and also picturized in a better way. That particular action choreography should have been better with better VFX. And a small surprise you have towards the credit section, and that I had predicted, I'll not tell why. So, but that is a fantastic touch the director gives there and opens up your curiosity blocks and makes you wait for PS2. So my final words about PS1, it is a good movie, it is a masterpiece. From my perspective, I loved the movie thoroughly. It may not be a movie suitable for everybody. If history is your favorite genre, so then definitely don't miss PS1. If you want to watch a good movie made in a different way, plenty of efforts put into that particular movie. And if you want to watch good performances, immaterial of the history and historical connection or the plugins you would get in the movie, I would strongly recommend that you watch PS1 once at least. Give it a chance. On my scoreboard, I would be liberal in going with 8.5 out of 10 for Ponniyin Selvan Part 1. Fingers crossed and in keen wait for PS2. Thanks for watching my video. If you loved my video, kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch up with you all in my next video with yet another movie review. Until then, do take care. Goodbye. Namaste.